I love that Kanji's teaching our knitting here. Welcome back to Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth. Last time, so many new party members. Also, lore reveal, Kanji doesn't like soda, he likes juice. We were instructed to go to the Velvet Room now, so let's do that, because we have even more tutorials. Yep. And the voice acting budget ran out. We had a lot of voice acting, though. So, Margaret is going to introduce us to something very interesting. Sacrificial fusion. I actually like the way this works in this game, a lot. Mostly because it's a way to keep up with the ridiculous number of party members, because you would think that, you know, people are going to easily fall behind. But, you'll see. Merging personas to strengthen your other persona. A sacrifice is performed on a single persona, wherein other personas are merged with it to assist in its growth. The original persona will grow, and those merged will disappear. One becomes stronger, while the others are lost. And yes, this works on main personas. I believe it didn't in Q1, if it was a thing in that game. I remember Sacrificial Fusion being a thing that existed, but it's been so long. I know that you had to do it in that game to get some of the materials to make the ultimate weapons. Yeah, if you sacrificed your main persona, you would probably just pop out of existence, or develop apathy syndrome now that I think about it. So here's the thing, normally there is a price for sacrificing a persona, but the first time you sacrifice any specific persona, you don't have to pay. But after that though, let's say that you wanted to do the sacrifice again, you'd need to pay to get it out of the compendium, and then pay the sacrifice fee. So this will run you a lot of cash, but it does essentially let you convert money into experience. Though, yeah, it does require a lot of money. But what it also means is that if you pick up any junk sub-personas from encounters that you don't want, you can just use them to level up your main characters. Now, there are more aspects to Sacrificial Fusion that will be unlocked later, but for now, all it does is give experience. So yes, we can finally fix these movies from having such problematic choices of villains and protagonists. Yep, there will be more Marie poems. There will be more Marie poems. I can't wait until this is actually voiced in Japanese. So, Marie, just like in Q1, is in charge of Street Pass. There are millions of alternate versions of Joker and Yu Narukami and Kotone. I was never a massive fan of Street Pass as a mechanic overall, but I did really like the way that the Q games handled it. So they actually do acknowledge that Marie's poems are supposed to be bad in universe, so that's another aspect that I think has made people realize that they should just stop unfairly hating on Marie, because, yeah. Like, the majority of the Marie hate just came from pure misinformation. The idea that her romance is forced when it's really not. Blame people who only show the harem run on YouTube. Please don't be inspired to write poetry about Arn Morgana. That just reminds me that I recently found out that I think it's in like Crusader Kings 2 that certain types of rulers are allowed to subject their prisoners to poetry, and it apparently has a 5% chance of driving the prisoner insane. That sounds like the effect that any poetry Morgana writes about Arn would have. Oh yeah, we have this now, so we can make Gamori as a special fusion. these personas all have specific formulas for creating them. They're usually pretty good. So yeah, if we go into Special Fusion, we now have Gamori, but we don't have Bifrons yet. Gamori is kind of useful for this dungeon because she learns both Frey and Sai, which is the weakness of a lot of things in here. It means you won't have to bring Makoto and Haru to every single battle. But now that we are at Wild level 15, we have access to a whole bunch more fusions, including you. Oh. Maka Jam, though, is kind of nice, especially since it targets an entire row. Though I really want Agility Bind. Oh, Disarm as well, that's a Strength Bind, and that's at base. Angel already learned Resist Bless, but if you don't have that by now, Archangel can provide that for Joker on, I almost said Merciless again. And we have the Yatagarasu, the Great Thief. Now, Shisa, can I make you out of any of my Navigator? Oh, I can, okay. Okay. I do kind of like Beareth, but, Orb of Resolve, Safety Prayer. How about I make you the, like the Labyrinth Navigator? Though it is somewhat notable that Risei, if you only have Risei as, like, the Battle Navigator for her battle support skill, she won't be able to use that healing you outside of battle ability, and vice versa. You'll have to set her as both your battle and your support and your Labyrinth Navigator to have access to both of them at once. But okay, so, Yaksini. Oh yes, I can do this, but, oh, I kind of don't like the fact that, like, you're like my ailment persona. Can I make anything better out of you? No, Kelpie is just too good of a navigator persona. So that plus Ippon Datara. I could go Guillotine and Ambush Arts. I should probably pass. I mean, Rakunda's really good too, especially for boss fights. But if I give up Resist Wind now, I'm not going to have that again for... Oh, also, wait, I need to register stuff. Okay, so what can Valkyrie turn into? High Pixie or Yaksini. That does require me to give up Chimera, though, which I like for fire. More SP, but less HP. Although Snake Glare is really nice. I think I will go for this, though. Gotta remember not to get rid of too many personas, because I do need enough to cover a 5-person party. And I have just barely enough, so I can afford to do one more fusion, and then, yeah, I probably need to stop. Oh, Yuki Joryo is in this game. I remember using a lot of those in Devil Survivor 1. Yeah, I think I'll go for this, actually. Guillotine and Ambush Arts. Oh, yeah, again, Resist Wind or Rakunda. That's a huge dilemma. I can probably get Rakunda on more things, whereas Resist Wind is kind of rarer. And also, we have a lot of people weak to wind right now, so Resist Wind is going to be really helpful. I just realized. And now that I have just exactly 5, I really should stop. But yeah, here's what Sacrificial Fusion looks like. If you choose a persona to sacrifice, and then choose either a sub, it'll show you if it raises its level by 1, or a main, yeah, this will raise level by 1 on a lot of people, or it'll raise a couple of people's levels by 2 as well. So yeah, you get that much bonus experience for sacrificing. If I get some junk things, I'll sacrifice them. So, yeah, we are being deferred to delete the entire expedition, and that's, you know, makes sense because we were the first ones in here, and this is, well, the Persona 5 characters are new to this kind of spin-off, it makes sense to let them take the lead. I am glad that this game only has one storyline, though, because the thing that bugged me about Persona Q1 is that in order to unlock the super boss, you not only needed to beat both the P3 and the P4 routes, but you actually had to beat them both on the same save file via New Game Plus. Like, it wouldn't count if you beat them both on the same cartridge. You actually had to beat one route, New Game Plus into the other route, and then beat that route to unlock the super boss. And that's why I still haven't shown a video of that. Because that's a pain. With only one route, you don't need to worry about that. All you need to do is just beat the game to unlock the super boss here. But, okay. Oh, no, don't worry, I'm getting that right now. Because now I actually do need Go-Ho-M. Oh, and I basically have no money. I'll probably be getting more. Also, new weapons. Yeah, everyone has new weapons! Yay! Okay, right, so, longsword. All of them already have some pretty solid weapons, and not actually great armor, though, for this point. Endurance +1 for Chie is good. Yu-Gi-Oh! Does not want more accuracy. More endurance for Kanji is always good. Not really. Kitty Cat Claw. More luck for Teddy is very good. And that should be all. Okay. And now Glomp. Meanwhile, Yusuke is trying to sketch Teddy. And Akechi and Naoto are talking. But okay, it is time for party management. Firstly, let's check the navigator. In fact, I am just, for the sake of convenience, I'm going to put Rise on both. Just so I only have one navigator persona. Also, this option here is squads. This lets you register a party and access that party whenever you want. So if you've got a certain combination of characters you think will work really well, you can just save it to one of these slots and recall that party whenever you need to. Convenient when you have so many characters. But okay. We now have access to the Persona 4 crew, so there are still a lot of things here that are weak to Nuke and Sai, so I actually do need to keep Makoto and Haru. But I think I'm going to remove everybody else for now. Even though the Persona 4 party is over-level compared to everyone else, I do really want to show them off. So let's go Mr. Nurukomi and Chie, because there's going to be some things weak to only ice in here. There are also going to be some things weak to winds, but we don't really have the P4 crew's wind user yet. There are going to be things weak to curse, so let's actually bring in Naoto. Yeah, Naoto, you might notice, has more HP than Chie at base, which is kind of ridiculous. Navigator takes Kelpie. You will obviously take Archangel. Oh, actually, it's good on either him or Chie. I think I'll take it on you. Because of the resist wind, specifically. Oh, right, I need 6 personas to cover a full party, because I forgot the Navigator. I am very dumb. Whoops, okay, well, I guess Haru kind of needs the extra HP and SP more than Chie does. Well, that was embarrassing. However, let's just say we might actually not be exploring that much here, because once we hit the first shortcuts, there is going to be events happening back in the lobby. So, here's another thing that helps with the fact that there are so many party members to train. Unfortunately, it's happening to a character who is already our highest level. I would much rather this happen to somebody lower down. But yeah, this is a mechanic that will occasionally happen when you're going to a labyrinth. Sometimes party members will be in good condition. And the tutorial's going to explain that to us in a moment. There we go. Yeah, allies who are motivated might urge you to include them in the party. Motivated allies have increased critical rates, higher experience gains, and extra... Of course, Chie is Persona-less right now. But yeah, you can see who's motivated when arranging the party. So, right now, I think it's just Chie as, like, the introduction to the mechanic. Yeah, it is just Chie. Sorry, Haru. But yeah, Chie is motivated. And now, let's go back into the labyrinth. But yeah, the motivation mechanic is the way the game kind of encourages you not to bench people, because the motivated people will get more experience, and they'll also hit harder. Well, really just with physical attacks, but still. No, we have not. You made me freak out that I'd forgotten Go-Ho-Ems, but no, we're fine on that. Okay, well that shortcut's pretty obvious. I still really like the music here. It's like there's bits of it that sound kind of like Wake Up, Get Out there. But yeah, we've got a bit of dialogue here that I think I remember what this one is. Naoto sees through everything. Don't hide it, you want a code name of your own. Yeah, obviously we don't want to say real names. I mean, Yukiko would be the first to suggest getting a code name. No, I don't want a code name or anything, Baka. Given that Naoto is implied to be like a closet fan of Sentai series, it makes sense that she'd want one. And classic Chie and Yukiko banter here. Scarlet Princess, Blackfire, Hostess. I like Blackfire. Though I get the sense that Yukiko would probably come up with her own very weird code name. I mean, Blackfire is awesome, though, like Shiny Ponyta in Pokemon.
Huh?
Ah, yeah, this. So, yeah, Ryuji was one of the only ones who didn't realize this, but, yeah, I do want to talk about this a little bit, because I'll just say that some of my thoughts on this have definitely changed since I did my Persona 4 playthrough. But now's probably not the time to go into that full discussion. It's more that just, like, as I've come to sort of, you know, see more, like, experiences online from members of the trans community, as much as I don't think that Naoto is trans, I feel like some elements of Naoto's arc definitely were not handled that well in terms of that kind of context, and also the whole gender confusion aspect with her has not aged well. So I am wondering how the P4 remake is going to handle that, and no matter how they handle it, some people are going to be mad. Yeah, giving her any code names directly related to, you know, who she is sounds kind of weird. I mean, you know, honestly, I can see Teddy being idle in quite a few ways. Well, I mean, at least it's better than the carnivore who's discarded womanhood. Yes, the actual title that the Persona 4 Arena announcer gives Chie, who turns out to be the villain of that game, so you're not meant to take those titles too seriously. Skull Part 2. I mean, technically he's the prequel. This is actually one aspect, though, of this game that I don't like. I don't like that they compare Kanji and Ryuji, because I do think that they are very different. They're only superficially similar, but I'll get into that when there's a side quest involving both of them. I've got plenty of time to discuss that at that point. Cutie bear. Yep, you're just Ted. That joke makes, I guess, a little more sense in Japanese, because the name that Teddy chooses for himself as a human is Kumada, which is a legit Japanese name, but also, it's Kumada, like, it's Teddy. Like, to be honest, I actually think that Idol does work for him. Yasogami Wolf. Well, Sensei's already his in-universe nickname, but, like, Kingpin is also a Persona 4 Arena reference. I think the reason why he's called that is because, maybe it's Bancho in Japanese, and, which is, like, the kind of the name for a leader of a group of delinquents, and Izanagi's, design is heavily based on Japanese delinquents. So that's probably why he gets called this. The thing is, to like a lot of Westerners, at least those familiar with comic book and superheroes, they think of the Kingpin of Crime, who's like a full-on villain, so maybe that doesn't really suit you, Narukami, that well. No, Yukiko, you would completely miss the point of code names. Giving yourself a code name that relates to one of your real-life relatives is exactly the opposite effect you want them to have. Like, code names are entirely so that your real-life relatives don't get targeted by the villains. Still, I like how much he cares. Oh, also, yeah, that's a bit of a shot to Joker and Futaba shippers. I have no idea what's happening anymore. That is basically just gonna be Morgana's line from now on. Everyone's line. But hey, you in the comments, say what code names you'd like to give the Persona 4 or Phantom Thieves. I do like the idea of, like, the Persona 3 and, male and female protagonists being full and new. For, like, full moon and new moon. And yes, there's not really much point in giving like, code names to people who don't have secret identities. Okay, we got a bit of a, yeah, we now know not to touch the flowers. We've got a little bit of a detour here. Apparently, I forgot to mark a treasure spot earlier on, so that's... I had a feeling that would happen. And here we go! This is Remember We Got Your Back, the Persona 4 battle theme. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so we got Spotlight. We also have Renewal Ray to immediately heal. I think I'm gonna go... I don't know if this works before Bestial Roar, we'll see. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of skills here. Oh yeah, that's new. The Papillon is only weak to wind. Oh, the Jupiter Eagle is new, but the Jupiter Eagle is weak to nuclear. Let's see if I can Fang Smash you. I would not mind putting the Beast to sleep. And you can't use Psy. I don't think anything here is weak to Psy anyway, though. I might as well... Okay, actually, Pulimpo is not a bad idea. And then, you are my only Garu user here. Aha is effective against the Beast, though. But yeah, I am going to go for the Garu here. So, question. Does Spotlight go before the Beast? It does. Okay. I don't know if it's the same priority bracket, or if it is, like, its own priority, like if Spotlight is even above Bestial Roar. Well, there's Swordbreaker, at least. That actually helps against the Enslaved Beasts. Unfortunately, no sleep, but I would like a panic here. Well, at least we do get the Fang Smash here. At least you can still fight to the best of your ability with that magic bind up. But if something was weak to, oh, right, that is, paralysis. Yeah. Because, like, a Shimabu normally inflicts bind. I also, you know, have a lot more, lines to subtitle here. Let's go for, like that beast just needs to die pronto. Yeah, I do just really want that lion to die, so let's just do that. Don't kill me, please. Oh, well, it doesn't even matter that you took my boost because I was going after you anyway. Does mean that I spent some more SP, but now it's got a pretty good SP pool. But yeah, Shimabu normally inflicts bind in the mainline Shin Megami Tensei games, but here binds are their own thing, so I was wondering what it did, but actually, yeah, it's paralysis. I think it actually does, because, like, bind in a lot of the SMT games is, like, the same thing as paralysis in this game. It, like, just makes you unable to move, and I think it lowers your evasion as well. I believe the only Shin Megami Tensei game I've played that actually does use Shimabu is Nocturne. Alright, so Naoto is in full throttle mode, I believe. And she immediately got smacked. I do not like the fact that Narukami is down because he's insanely strong, but I'm gonna just... once the beast is dead... That was the butterfly, wasn't it? That is one powerful butterfly. Okay, good, it's dead. I can get all out attacks now, too, which is nice. However, oh, okay, we got Endure there. You know what? You're gonna go ahead and Gutsy Fries somebody, maybe Chie. Should definitely have going. Oh, that is fast. Ooh, no, that's not good. Well, that's only with 2 people. That's not looking good. Oh no, the butterfly. Well, it went for the one who I kind of wanted it to go for. I should still be able to finish this, but I may actually just have to go her M and immediately, like, go back and heal. Yeah, this is why it's dangerous to don't... Oh! That was the worst time for that. Ah! Oh, no. I may actually be dead here. Renewal Ray? Oh, I can't use Navigator skills and run in the same... I may actually be dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Well, yep, that's the game over screen for the first time. And that's why Snake Glare and reducing your chance of ambushes at treasure spots is good. And after having to fast forward through that cutscene again, I like how Kanji just runs forward. Like, he's not even stopping. Also like how the objective here is find Yosuke. Yeah, speaking of how things could be handled in a remake. The main thing that I'm hoping is they actually restore the Yosuke romance. Because that actually is one thing that it is an issue that I have with Persona 3 Reload, is that in the opening movie, there's a focus on somebody with a pride badge on their backpack, and yet the game itself doesn't really have any actual LGBT representation. Like I'm not saying that literally everything needs to have that to be valid, but what I am saying is, don't, put a pride badge in your opening if you aren't gonna actually do something with that. Otherwise, it just feels just really superficial. Like, oh yeah, we totally care about LGBTQI plus people, except we're not actually gonna put anything like that in the game. Like, when you really think about it, the only, actual, LGBT representation in Reload is the Mitsuru yandere, and she's entirely played for comedy. Like, at least they took out the transphobic thing in the babe hunt, but still, when you really think about it, the only other thing is, Ryoji and male protagonist, if you really squint, but... Really, yeah, the only canon one is Mitsuru Simp, and that's not exactly great representation. I feel like I have to say this. Also, when they're talking about making weapons out of dinosaur bones, let's not have a Hero's Relic situation on our hands, please. Of course, Akechi's more interested in weapons. Akechi would use Hero's Relic weapons if he was in... Oh, seriously, I don't even... with all the discourse, don't even want to imagine the idea of Akechi transplanted into 3 houses. Ugh. I once almost had a crocodile burger in Cambodia. I was interested to see what it tasted like. Oh yeah, that does often happen. I think certain lizards are edible. Yeah, I was about to say, Haru, you've had elephant dung coffee, so you're not really one to talk. Yeah, we've got our own eccentricities at times. Also, gotta remember to go back and actually show that event from the, that I missed in the first Labyrinth. Oh no, I'm getting so paranoid about all of those treasure spots because it's those lions. Like, there are, like, a couple of, like, kind of vague answers to Bestial Roar at this point. No, we actually have seen this before. You just don't remember because there's an alternate timeline where you all got horribly killed. Okay, so let's... Two things here weak to Psy, unfortunately. But I guess you can do that. You can Psy one of them. You can Pulimpa the front row, and you can Guru that. Now, hopefully this... Oh... Well, now you know why the stores started selling bind-aids. Because we are actually starting, like, I do kind of like that binds, aside from the scripted binds from the Kamoshida Man first encounter, aren't really a thing in the first dungeon. Both from you and from the enemies. But now, both you and the enemies have access to bind. Like, it is kind of nice, like, in, you know, typical Atlas fashion, the enemy can do everything you can do. So, all of this crazy bind stuff... yeah, you can end up doing that to the enemy too, and we will have some fun with that once we get more personas. I actually do like that translation of the Kiken Jotai. I think we actually should just pile in on the butterfly now. Could I just... Maybe I can heal Noir. Let's see if I can get that in time. Because, yeah, the butterflies seem to be the bigger threat here. I mean, the Bufu from the fish is kind of dangerous at times, but the magic bind is really rough to deal with when you're kind of so reliant on, because it shuts off both your offense and your healing. Thank you for smacking your fellow fish there. Or I could put this to sleep. Nope, okay. Well, here comes the diorama. Haru still has a turn. Yes, she does. Good. Butterfly is dead. Okay, you know, it's actually kind of hilarious that we are, like, fighting butterfly enemies in this dungeon, because isn't there, like, a... I feel like there's a movie about, somewhere about, like, going back to the past and accidentally stepping on a butterfly and changing the course of history. That is ailments, not binds, unfortunately. You know what? Boosted Rakukaja, why not? This might have him survive. We'll see. Actually, I probably should have used it. Okay, that's fine. I probably should have used my Navigator heal, because I have a 4 Navigator gauge. Yeah, there's still a lot of targets for them to hit. Okay, good, we got that. And now... No crit, but... Well, I'll use my Navigator heal now. It's like, oh no, my boyfriend is being... I think they might be dating at this point. But like, yeah, my boyfriend is about to die. I will save him! Unfortunately, she can't use, like, the complete party guard auto-revive thing, because Rise is pretty stupidly broken. And there we go. Okay, then I just realized something. She already has Ambush Arc. Oh, wait, no. Because I already have Ambush Arcs on my sub, so... Those wouldn't stack, so actually, no, there's no point in giving that to Chie right now. I could give her something separate with Guillotine, I guess. I was just pronounced that Guillotine. And now we have... a sideways rotating cage. Or like a corner rotating cage. So we've got... I like the way that she phrases that. And that looks like a usable shortcut, but firstly, let's just look at this switch and mark it on the map. So yeah, that'll mean that we can progress further downward. Cage rotate. And I had a feeling we'd get an encounter. Oh! Well, okay then. She's gonna like this fight because she can knock down the snake and we can knock down the other one. So let's go, I'll try Zanshinken. Sai that. And then, yeah, you should be going, why did I almost call Makoto Naosu? I guess they're similar in a few ways. Let us poison the snake. Well, at least that didn't hit Haru. That would have been really bad. Yeah, I think Remember We've Got Your Back is, like, a lot of people really like Pull the Trigger, but I think Remember We've Got Your Back is my favorite out of the Q2 battle themes. It's funny, I used to actually not like Q2's battle themes, but they are growing on me with this playthrough. Like a lot of things in Q2. Like, I'll probably tell my full story later, but, like, I used to not actually like this game as nearly as much as the first one. Also, that thing's probably gonna die to poison. Thank you, Swordbreaker! And yeah, there's the extra strike that happens if you're not damaged during the turn. And we get... Oh, Scarecrow! Yeah, that's Agility Bind. I want that. I really want that. Yeah, our level 15 members are not going to be getting a lot of experience from these fights, but, Andras, go on Haru right now. There we go. Oh, wait, no, it probably shouldn't go on Haru because, Andras has Sai. I guess Andras, Chie, Shisa, Haru. And let's get Chie all healed up. Shortcut go through time. And now, yeah, so this should probably come out at the other door here. So if we'd gone through this door earlier, we wouldn't have been able to make any progress. But this is mostly here so we can actually just get back around now that this brackety thing is turned. But the main thing that I want to do is get to the first shortcut. Because once we do, stuff is going to happen back at the base. Yeah, like we haven't had enough craziness happening at the base already. Oh, nice! Yeah, this is technically our first AoE, attack with, yeah. AoE elemental attack, I mean. Twin slash, oh yeah, Zero's effective against those things. Oh right, Eagle's weak to nuclear. We established that earlier in an alternate timeline where we got horribly killed. Oh, yeah, slashing attacks hitting the center of the front row is not great. At the very least, though, we can do this. Yeah, I forget exactly, like, how, your stats influence the ailment infliction rate of physical attacks. I know that, like, that is a thing in Etrian Odyssey, that actually scales off of your strength stat, your odds of inflicting ailments with, like, ailment physical skills. Yeah, why is it that skill's name sounds like, something that, like, an attack Zero would have in Mega Man X? Zero has a lot of, like, sword attacks with Japanese names. Okay, well, that's the dead eagle. Don't kill me, please. Okay, no, turns over. This should be pretty much over, but maybe you can go ahead and diorama somebody, although I feel like you is gonna go first. In that case, you'll use the heal stone, because maybe you're faster than you. Getting a lot of healing in this turn, but I don't really want Chie to be left in the lurch here. Okay, Naoto is faster than you, that's good. Oh, you're faster, great. That works out perfectly. Can get a bunch of healing in. Having over 200 HP on Chie at this point is really nice. Oh, well, that's not good. It's funny how it's called Stab Shower, and yet, there aren't, like, any stab attacks in this game. A lot of people would find that annoying, but, you know, I ship you and Rise, so it's fine. I don't think I really ever, because I wasn't Sonic Brain Rotted at the time, That's such a funny thing to say. But, like, I actually feel like Rise is kind of, like, the closest to Amy Rose in any non-Sonic thing that I've seen. Because, like, she is, yeah, super obviously has a crush on, like, the main character. But she does, like, genuinely respect him, and she's also very... I used the wrong marker there. And she's also very, like, socially adept. Like, she's actually great at, like, really understanding people. I mean, she's not, like, amazing in a fight, though, the way that Amy is. She's, you know, a complete supporter. Like, some people have compared Haru's fighting style to Amy, and I guess I kind of see that. But okay, yeah, down there is going to lead to I was about to say checkpoint, but I guess it kind of is a checkpoint. So we have a door there. If we go north, there's an FOE. But I want to go here and activate this shortcut for another treasure spot. I don't want to get murdered by treasure spot ambushes anymore. One more space, then we can go. But yeah, this area down here at, like, the bottom of the map is kind of like, let's call it, a hub that we'll kind of get into later. Like, from, like, the very end of the floor, we can go through here and then go through the other shortcut to access the start. It'll all make sense once the map is complete. Okay, I now have access to 2 people with Psy, which is good. But yeah, I'd rather panic the... confused, whatever. They're both the same, kind of the same status. I'd rather panic the butterfly than the others, because I do not want it magic binding me again. Oh no, oh no. Yeah, that was kind of bound to happen sooner or later. I think she was just saying, like, one shot, one kill there. Ichigeki is one strike, and Hisatsu is instant kill. It's funny someone saying Sasuga and then not ending that with Queen. Yeah, to all those who know the Japanese voice acting of Persona 5, you'll be very familiar with, I think it's Morgano who says Sasuga Queen. Like, I was watching, like, streams of that game when it first came out in Japanese. Sadly, I feel like I'm okay with you missing out on the experience here, because he is pretty over-leveled. There's a lot of Sasuga here. That means, like, as expected from. But, like, you can easily localize that as good job, so-and-so, or that's our queen, or that's our Joker. And this is definitely dead. No, I like Makoto's all-out attack finisher pose. Oh, nice. Teddy, you're not even here. Why are you commenting? I mean, I guess it is implied that canonically everybody is here so they can take part in, like, the event cutscenes, but still. So, shortcut. Now, I believe that once you've done this...
Let's go.
Yes, the moment that you proceed through this door. Why do I sense there's something on your mind? You are kind of the highest leveled out of my P5 crew right now, so you've already got your acts together. You only got captured because they didn't want to introduce Cyan Nuke to us in the first dungeon. It's fine. I like they at least acknowledge it, though. And yeah, the Senpai friends, who will also beat you up with chairs, according to their Showtime attack in P5 Royal. So, when we go... Zabby? That's Elizabeth, I'm pretty sure. When we go back to the theater, we're gonna unlock an important new feature. So now is, I think, a good time to end things. I will see you all next time for the introduction of how side quests work in this game.